I've made my decision. The company's mine now. I don't need you anymore." Sebastian Lawrence's words sliced through Olivia Carter like a sharp blade. His eyes were cold, devoid of the warmth they once shared. "But it's our anniversary today," Olivia said, her voice trembling as she glanced at the half-eaten dinner on the table. Her heart sank as she searched his face, hoping for some sign of remorse, some trace of the man who had once held her close in the dark. Sebastian stood, his tall frame imposing, his back already turned. "You should have known this was coming. I've been patient long enough. You don't fit into my life anymore." He shrugged, his gaze avoiding hers as he reached for his coat. "Take whatever you want. I've already filed for divorce. I don't need the hassle." Olivia's throat tightened, her eyes threatening to spill over. She had been there for him, through every sleepless night, every last-minute crisis. She had been the quiet force behind his rise, putting her own dreams aside for his success. And now this sudden, heartless dismissal. "Do you even care about what I've done for you?" she whispered, but Sebastian didn't answer. He was already walking toward the door, pulling it open without a second glance. Her hands gripped the edge of the table, nails digging into the wood as the anger rose in her chest. "Is she waiting for you?" Olivia forced the question out, her voice betraying her pain. Sebastian paused, just for a moment. A brief flicker of guilt crossed his features, then vanished as quickly as it had come. "Sophia's been more supportive than you've ever been," he replied, voice flat. "She understands the pressure. She's not a burden like you." A cold wave of disbelief washed over Olivia. "So this is what it's come down to, her." Sebastian didn't respond. He just nodded curtly and walked out, leaving Olivia standing alone in the dim light of their shared life. The silence that followed felt suffocating. She stood there for what seemed like hours, staring at the door he had just closed. The life she had built for herself had been nothing more than a shadow to him. It was the same shadow she had been fighting against for years, sacrificing everything for someone who could never truly see her. A sudden thought flickered through her mind. Why had she let him define her? Her talents? Her passion for design? Her vision had always been there, quietly waiting beneath the surface. Maybe it was time to stop living in the confines of someone else's world. The next day, Olivia packed her bags. She wasn't going to beg him for any more crumbs. She didn't care about the house, or the expensive gifts he once showered her with. She didn't need his approval or his promises of wealth. She needed to rediscover herself, to reclaim the person she used to be before she had been swallowed by his demands. As she stood at the door of their apartment, suitcase in hand, Olivia realized that the most important thing she had ever lost was not her marriage, but her sense of self. Walking out of that door, she made a vow to herself. She would no longer be defined by the man who had failed to see her worth. She would find her own way, no matter the cost.